Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman Zero. Well, we've been through quite a bit and collected some good stuff, some cyber elves that I'm never going to use, and some element chips that I will get some good use out of, because those are things that can be used. But now we're going back to the place where we ended up meeting Ciel in the first place, to that laboratory where we had been sealed in the first place to go looking for some data on ourselves. With the hope that maybe we could find out more about Zero and his weapon systems, maybe his past, how the hell he ended up in this situation in the first place. But there are bad things up ahead, so... Ooh, yeah, ooh, careful, ow. Gotta be ow, okay, exploding balls. That's something to be careful of, as needed. Maybe shoot them so that they don't get in the way. Or shoot them some more so that... but shooting these doesn't do anything. But yeah, I didn't really talk about this at the beginning, but we actually start out with a Buster. The Buster gun that thing exploded and gave us a cyber elf. I'm not sure how to feel about that. But yeah, the Buster that we have from the beginning of the game is a handgun. It's basically the same handgun that was used by the Resistance soldiers. The only difference is that Zero's installed one of his sabers into it so that he can use it like a Buster. It has the same power as his sabers, and thus, I don't know. But using a lemon against the enemy, that's gotta work for something, I guess. Whoa! Oh, come on. Either way, it's not a Buster that's built into Zero's arm. It's just a handgun that you happen to find. And, you know, having a handgun like that feels like that. You know, that can do charge shots as well. Seems like it would be a pretty useful thing. But we'll get into, you know, the problems regarding that later. Anyway. There's a massive energy reading ahead. That must mean that there may be a boss in our way.
My name is Mahar Gun Serif. I'm in charge of data processing and handling information. All of the information you had has been stored in the server in my body. If you want it back, you'll have to destroy me and download it from my memory. Will you do it?
Well, you're a big guy, but I'm pretty sure we can find a server inside you. Whoa! Yeah. Honestly, in the first Mega Man Zero game, I cannot blame anyone for not wanting to bother trying to keep their high ranks, because like I said, the only reason to keep your ranks high in these games is so that the main bosses that you fight will use their EX attacks. In Zero 1, that's more of a nuisance than it is any sort of aid in the long scheme, in the long term of things, because it wouldn't be until Zero 2 and it wouldn't be until the later Zero games where the EX attacks were things that you could actually acquire from bosses when they used it against you. So, in Zero 1, go ahead and use Cyber Elves here to your own content. I didn't, because I'm a stubborn idiot, and I'm paying the price for it, because this place is collapsing in on me. Gotta get the hell out of here. Who puts these doors here? These doors weren't here earlier. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And we're out. Actually, that wasn't so hard, wasn't it? That wasn't such a short now, was it? Yeah, except we didn't really get much of any data from all that. So, nothing learned. Anyway, mission complete. We've analyzed the data you retrieve, but most of it is damaged and useless. The good news is that we can store some information on your weapon. So let's go visit Servo, and he will give us something... Oh, wait. A giant enemy mechanoid is approaching our base. If we don't do something, it will destroy our base in no time. Everyone, guard the front of our base at all costs. Zero, go around and attack it from the rear. That should buy us some time. You're our only hope. Good luck, Zero. Will you save this? Yeah, might as well. Yeah, we've beaten like a good number of bosses, which means we're about halfway through the game, which means it's time for a halfway challenge, which is something these games do sometimes. Actually, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Mega Man X5 sort of... Yeah, X4 did that first, and then X5 sort of did it, like a couple times with Dynamo. 6, well, 6 was just crap. But anyway, here's our mid-game, mid-boss. We gotta take this thing out before it gets all the way through to the base, and this is more or less on a timer because this is a real place in real space in the game in relation to the location of the base. So if you know how long it takes to get to your base from where this thing starts at the old disposal facility, yeah, you gotta destroy this thing before it gets that far. It's a pretty generous time limit, but there is one thing that you kind of need to look out for while tracking this thing down. Because you actually kind of want to wait for it to get a little ways in. Like a certain amount. Before you actually destroy it for good. There's like 3 segments on this thing that you have to get destroyed before... To stop it. Like the thing on the back, the thing that's popping out those little enemies, and the thing that's dropping the bombs on you. After which, I think one of those blue robots with the mono eye will come out at you. But, as I was saying, you want to let this guy actually go a little ways into this area up ahead. Because it will uncover a pathway that is the only way that you can get access to a certain cyber elf. But now that access entry is opened, you have free range to go back to this area and get the cyber elf. Of course, it dropped a cyber elf of its own, so there you go. Wait, I wanted to pick that up! Dang it. Yeah, so that's that mid-boss dealt with. However, what was that thing that she was talking about from Servo before we left? So let's go down to his lab at the bottom floor and talk to him. Yeah, because all the Resistance members have French names. I believe Servo is like French for brain or something like that. I don't speak French, so I can't tell you with any degree of certainty. But now we have another weapon. The triple rod. Basically, it's an 8-directional poking rod thing. And you have to level this one up too. But first, let's go and get that cyber elf that I was talking about. You come down this shaft, slide down that side, and then you fall back down here into the subway section we were at earlier. And then we return to the old ruins. That area is collapsed, but this place is also opened up, and up here is a cyber elf. It's kind of hard to get to, but at least with the triple rod, we can cheese it. Yeah, and then I level up the triple rod off screen, even though I'm not going to be using it much. Anyway, time to move on and get on to some more missions. It's one thing I don't like about the mission structure is that you don't have a clear idea of the sort of enemies that you're going to be going up against. You know, other Mega Man games give you a picture of the boss that you're going to be up against and give you some sort of clue. But here it's just a list of missions and a description, and you won't know where you're going until you're in the mission, or maybe you've already played the game before, which I have, obviously, so I know what order to deal with things in. But we're back in the desert, it seems, again. Looking for a hidden enemy base. Get out of the way, camel. Ah, you son of a... Oh, but destroying that opens up a hole in the ground. Cyber elf. There's another trap. Wait a minute. I'll disarm it. Okay, you can proceed. Alright, and spikes. As always, in any given Mega Man game, spikes are one-hit kills, so be careful. Cutting our way through, knocking down the ceiling, stalactites. Trying to keep my head straight on that. Oh, that's odd. This place is frozen over. I mean, I guess I can't argue as long as it's not slippery. Which, in this game it isn't, but... Oh, ow! That's gonna be a problem later on. In later games, that is. Looks like you found the hidden base. So, let's get in there and... What were we doing again? Oh yeah, rescuing Reploids. That's something that I forgot about. Yeah, that's just another thing about this game series that makes it different from standard Mega Man, is that there is a mission structure. You can't just fight your way to the end of every single level and expect to have done with it like that. No, you have objectives, things that you have to do along the way. In this case, you have to bust out a whole bunch of Reploids that have been caught and put in jail. Rescue the others. Yeah, what do you think I'm here for, buddy? And there's a secret door here. We can ignore that one for now. But up here is a cyber elf, and I'll take that. Oh, and we've got these particular enemies, which if they spot you, will send in these other guys with the really big arms. And also have a create a laser field over the doors that go into the prison, so that could be a problem. But, damn it. Oh dear. Freaking big arms son of a gun. Stop defending yourself. Okay, screw you then. You know what? No. There's a prisoner here, so we cut it open, and... How do you know that there are 3 more prisoners to save? Do you know... You're in prison, how can you tell? It's just like, yeah, it's just like, I'm free, thank you. How do you get past the guards after you escape from here? I don't know. Never mind. Also, there are an inordinate number of these save points in here. I feel like that's a bit excessive, but I'm not really going to be taking advantage of these save points much during this playthrough, so I can't completely complain. I keep them turned on anyway for convenience sake, just in case, but I did some practice between missions in most cases so that I'm not really needing to use them as much. Thank you for saving all of us, but it's not over yet. Our boss is protecting the hangar for the shuttle, and there's no way for us to defeat him without your help. Please help us, Zero. Well, I better element up and make my way in to see whoever this boss is.
You all must be Zero. You have done well to make it this far, but this is where your journey ends. I am Birzak Stagroth, the best warrior Leviathan, the Guardian. You will beat me. Get ready.
Oh! Well, I have a fire chip, so I don't think that's gonna matter much. Boy, he has a pretty predictable pattern. Oh, well, up until there. Just like shoot him and he jumps. What did you go to, the Frogman School of boss procedures? I can tell you, you're cut above the rest, but not by much. Returning to the base with the prisoners. And don't forget to bring the ice chip. Yeah. That's the ice chip. And with that, we have all the element chips collected. Booyah! However, we have technically beaten all of the what would be technically called as your standard Mavericks in the previous Mega Man X game, since we're technically the Mavericks in this series. The new enemies that you go up against are usually called the Mutos Reploids, which I believe is a mistransliteration of Mythos Reploids, which are the animal-like Reploids that you end up going up against in these games. Process data first. You know, you want to... And I get such a hurry, just come on, do it. And now we've got to rescue a comrade of ours called Kolbar, who, you know, gung-ho and gun-sure, thinks that it's in the best interest to go on ahead and just start fighting the enemy just because. Given the quality of the enemies that we've been up against and the quality of the resistance members that have been helping us thus far, yeah, I don't think this is gonna go well, so we're gonna go try and save him. But first, let's go back a little ways, because there's a cyber elf down here. Okay, now we can run on ahead. And another area where there's a lot of bottomless pits. This game really hates people who can't deal with bottomless pits. I did that. Whoa. Also, I do gotta wonder, what the heck happened to this highway? Like, it wasn't destroyed like this earlier. Did setting off the explosion in the engine core cause this? I guess. Still. Out of the way! A lot of platforming. Gotta take advantage of those wall jumping skills. Oh, and platforms. In the sky, over bottomless pits. Seems familiar somehow. I'm not sure why. Son of a bitch. That is a quality that I like about the Zero games, is that depending on how you destroy them with a saber or anything, any sort of sharp weapon, enemies will, you know, have sprites showing them being cut in half. But we're almost to the end here. Uh-oh. A lot of resistance members down. Run! Now! Zero! Thank goodness! You must be Zero. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hapuya, one of the 4 guardians of Master X. Such foolish behavior for a legendary hero to side with Mavericks. You shall repent and atone for your sins, Zero! Ah yes, the 4 guardians of Master X, starting with this guy. Who is honestly, once you have his weakness down, kind of pathetic. I have a tendency to sort of not do things, yeah. Just jump over his things and shoot him with the fully charged ice chip buster, and he'll just keep repeating the same pattern over and over. Some legendary guardian you are! Incredible! I underestimated him. I will have revenge someday. Stay healthy until our next meeting, when I shall retire you. Okay, let me just take the side rough you left behind. And I'll have done with it and this episode.